Hey everybody, John the Other here, obviously. And there have been a few videos done notably by Professor Janice Fiamengo as well as Sargon of Akkad, and I think V did one, and probably other people I haven't seen yet, all talking about a growing and I think very positive move to get rid of gender studies as a university field of study. Now, some of the reasons given are very legitimate reasons, and I'll briefly iterate through those. One of them is that it's not scholarship, that it's simply indoctrination. Number two is that rather than opening the minds of students to new ideas, it closes their minds. It narrows their view on the world. And I don't think anybody said this yet, but it creates students who emerge from these programs being socially dysfunctional, highly fragile to the point of, being non-functional as a citizen, and turns them into very aggressive, belligerent a-holes, intolerant, aggressive, and belligerent a-holes emerging from these programs who are basically a menace to everybody else. But I think another reason to eliminate gender studies and social justice as a field of study, as a university faculty, as a course of study, is that all of this, wrapped up in this banner of feminism, is at its most fundamental core a religion, a mystical religious belief system. But it's not addressed in the academic study as you would address a religion that you go to study that religion, academically, intellectually. Let's look at where it came from. Let's look at what the basic ideas are that permeate through the dogma and so on. Rather than studying a religion, they're simply indoctrinating the students into it and not really giving them much of a high-altitude viewpoint. Now, when I say that feminism and gender studies and social justice all fall under this banner of being a mystical religion, or a cult, there's going to be people who think what I mean is that it is cult-like, that the people within it act like cult members. And although they do, and it is cult-like, that's actually not what I mean. When I say feminism is a mystical religious cult, what I mean is its foundation, which is in the early 19th century and late 18th century, emerges from the esoteric societies, the mystical, spirit channelers and tarot card readers and the mystics of the early 19th century, who emerged and established themselves as an undeclared underground religious belief system in which feminine essence is like this spiritual, uplifting energy of creation and forward momentum and evolution of the human spirit and move towards nirvana, and masculine essence is the atavistic, the regressive, the violent, the predatory, and all that stuff. Okay, and this is fundamentally this mystical belief system. And we don't generally recognize it as such because in its modern format, it uses secular and political language to describe the viewpoints of what are fundamentally mystical point of view. And those students who go through these programs at university, through gender studies and social justice courses of study and so on, they are indoctrinated with this viewpoint without ever examining it as a scholar would. They're just inductees into a belief system. And I think that's a really important reason not to be teaching this as a course of study, unless you're going to completely turn the entire system upside down and begin teaching it academically as an academic, as a true scholar would study, a cultural belief system's emergence within a society, which is not what they're doing. It is only independent people objecting to it and researching who are doing that. So I applaud Janice Fiamengo, and I hope that this reason can be added to those to get rid of this as a course of study. And one more thing. If we can succeed in creating a level of political pressure that this area of study in the universities can be got rid of as an academic field, or at least reorganized so that they are actually studying it intellectually as academics rather than just as religious inductees into a belief system. Those people who have gone through this program and have emerged wild-eyed social justice warrior menace to everybody around them have been done a terrible, terrible disservice. They've gone into the university as students trusting and believing in the faculty, in their professors, in their teachers and instructors, trusting them to teach them a body of knowledge and in a field of study, and instead have been fantastically and grotesquely betrayed by instead being inducted into a mystical belief system, which makes them into fundamentally non-functional and vicious and narrow-minded bigots. We need to have some way to reintegrate these people into society so that they can be happy and productive. Because as much as they're a big giant pain in everybody's butt, I don't wish them to come to harm, and as long as they are still inducted into their little fanatical cult, they're going to continue to spread damage, even if we're not making more of them in the academy. Thanks very much for watching, and as always, have a very lovely day.